on the plant surface. This should not loss due to evaporation or due to runoff, whatever, or due to photodegradation. They must be persistent. This should not be non-persistent. Okay. For this purpose, these formulations are used. Third point I already have told. Very small quantity of the toxicant is to be applied over a larger area, for which a carrier is required. Okay. Then formulated, it can be formulated in suitable form like spray or dust or fumigant or your granules or aerosols, that means fog in the air. Okay, is according to our need. Okay, different formulation can be prepared which may differ from situation to situation. Understood up to this, or any doubt is there?
Yes, sir, understood.
Understood. Okay. Now, coming to different kind of formulation. Okay, first one is what? This dust. Dust means dust, yes or no? That means this toxicant will be in the powder form, in the dust form. That means particle size will be very less, yes or no? Here the particle size will be less than 100 micron. That means these are the dust. Like that you have to remember. Dust formulation denoted as D, and these are available in very small what particle size, that means less than 100 micron. Okay, form is powder denoted as dust, and the particle size is less than 100 micron. Now coming to what will be the carrier. Okay, here the carrier will be again your dust particles like your sand or finely divided clay mineral or your soil material or organic floor. So these are the what your carrier for them. Dust toxicant will be there, powders. Again, they will be mixed with some sand particles. For example, what is that? Suppose you see some soil inhabiting insect are there. It may be ants, it may be your termites, like that. Okay. So what you can do? You should not apply it directly. What you can do? You mix those grams of dust with some gram or kgs of sand, then you mix it properly, then you can apply. So that will make a formulation, dust formulation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir, understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So the next point is less will be the particle size, though more will be the toxicity. Okay, you should remember this one. That means in case of this dust particles, what will happen? When you are decreasing the particle size, it will be having more toxicity. Okay, and the toxicant ranges from 0.15 to 25%. This much concentration is generally available. Okay, 0.15 to 25%. Okay, easy to apply, less labor, and water is not necessary. Water is not required. This is a advantage. That means no pump is required, no water source is required. Automatically your cost may be, that means input cost will be reduced. But one disadvantage is there. What is that? That will be your wind drift. That means as this particle size is very less, if you apply it when the weather is not calm, wind force is more. At that time, what will happen? Instead of applied on the particular target site, it may be applied on the ground or somewhere else. Wind drift is a problem, is a disadvantage in case of dust formulation. That's why what we can do, we can apply it in the calm weather. That means either in the early morning hours when the plant is wet. Again, if the plant will be wet, what will happen? They will what? Sticky to that. Okay, they won't fall. They will be sticky to the plant surface. Again, drift loss won't be there. Example is this HCA 10% D, again endosulfan 4% D. Understood, or any doubt is there?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this one is what? Dust formulation. Second one is what? Your granules or pelleted insecticide. Okay. That is denoted as what? G. That means it will be in the granular form. So definitely what will happen? The particle size will increase. Yes or no? That will be 0.25 to 2.38 millimeter. Okay, and it contains 1 to 10% of your granules. That means in the granules, what will happen? the toxicant range will be 1 to 10%. In a single granule, that will be containing 1 to 10% of your toxicant. Okay, generally how it is made, the toxicant will be fused with some base material. Then it will be in pelleted form or granular form. Then it will be applied in the plant. Okay, either you can put it in the water, then you can apply, or directly you can put these one granules in the whole of the plant. Whole in the sense, some specific place will be made by the plants. Okay, so that you can easily put it on the plant holes. Okay, or directly in the soil also you can put those granules. Okay, here the action is vapor or systemic. Vapor or systemic in the sense what? When this granular insecticide will come in contact with water, what will happen? Slowly they will release the toxicant. Okay, over a longer period of time, slowly they will release the toxicant. Okay, either in the vapor form or they will enter into the plant foliage and they will be systemic throughout the plant. As the particle size is more, no drift loss will be there, or if there will be there, that will be little, and no undue loss of chemical. That means because it is releasing the toxicant slowly over a long period of time, no loss of chemical will be there. Slowly they will release the insecticide, the toxicant. Contamination won't be there as these are granules. They cannot be mixed with any other particles because they are having larger particle size. Residue problem is also less. Okay, act for a longer period of time. These things I have told. Okay, easy for application as water is not required. That means a large amount of water is not required. Only for the release, some amount of water is required, which can be achieved through the plant moisture. Okay, for this specific water is not required. If water is not required, then labor cost will be less. Again, it is less harmful for the natural enemies because we are not applying it over the of other soluble or liquid insecticide. That's why it is less harmful for the natural enemies as they won't feed on the plant surface directly. Example is carbofuran 3G, 410G, and cartap hydrochloride 4G. So these are the examples of granular insecticide. Understood or any doubt is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is okay. It is becoming more like story, huh? But you have to remember. What to remember, I will tell you at the end. Okay. Then coming to wettable powder. What do you mean by that? Powder which is wettable? Powder which will be wetted in the sense which will be diluted in the water. Yes or no? When you dilute this powder in the water, they will make a suspension, stable suspension. Okay. Then you can apply it on the plant surface, either directly or you can add some inert matter like your surfactant or any other auxiliary material or some stickers, stabilizer you can add so that it will improve the retention capacity. They won't get lost due to this sunlight or due to this less surface area or due to this runoff, surface runoff. Those things won't happen if you apply such kind of inert matter. Here the toxicity ranges from 15 to 95%. These things may come in the exam. Okay, 15 to 95%. Okay, loss of chemical due to runoff. You see, if you won't apply such kind of inert matter, the major disadvantage is loss of chemicals will be there due to this surface runoff. They will run off from the plant surface because these are in liquid stage. Yes or no? That's why you have to add some inert matter. Another disadvantage is more water is required. That means more energy will be utilized. That means more labor will be utilized. So this is also a disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages? Surface runoff. Another one is more water is required. Example is carbaryl 50% WP wettable powder and thiapicar 75% WP. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to your emulsifiable concentrate, denoted as EC. What is the meaning? The toxicants are concentrated in a emulsifying agent. That is known as what your emulsifiable concentrate. That means toxicant will be there, a solvent will be used, and another emulsifying agent will be used. And it will prepare emulsion. Emulsion in the sense, what is that? Oil in water. Have you ever put oil in the water? Have you seen what will happen? If you put oil in the water, then what will happen? They will float, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
They will float on the water surface, yes or no? They won't directly mix with water. So here the same thing will happen. That means toxic current will be emulsified in those oil type of substances, which will be dissolved in water, then applied on the plant. So now what will happen? The water may evaporate, but the toxicant with the oil-like substance will be sticky to the plant surface, and they will act on the particular target paste. Understood or not? Water will be dissolved, but the toxicant within the emulsifying agent, they will be stick to the plant surface, and they will target the paste. Understood, or any doubt is there? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Understood. Sir.
Okay, so here the toxicant ranges from 2.5 to 100%. What are the emulsifying agents used? Those are your alkaline soap, organic amines, all those. What happened? Hello? 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 What happened? Someone was telling something. Okay, I don't know. So the example is what your endosulfan 35 EC and profenophos 50 EC. Okay. Next, coming to your soluble powder or water soluble powder. What is that? Same thing. Okay. Powder which are soluble or powder which are soluble in the water. That means readily soluble in water. Okay. Here some surfactant may be used just like your vegetable powder. Okay. Then some anti-caking agents may be used so that these lumps won't be formed. You see, if you grains are there, okay, and if you put some water, suppose not only grain, suppose this salt is there, and if you put water, then what will happen? They will make balls, yes or no? To prevent such kind of things, this anti-caking agent will be used in those soluble powders for longer storage ability. Okay, again they are containing higher concentration of toxicant. Example is your Acifed 75 SP. Understood or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then coming to your suspension concentrate. Okay. What is that? The toxicant with concentration, they will be suspended in a first a filler component. That means first one component will be used which will totally absorb that particular insecticide. Then what will happen? Then this filler material will be diluted in the or suspended in the water. Then it will be applied in the directly in the field. Understood or not? Here you see what will happen is this filler material is having that particular toxicant. Okay, when you are dissolving that one, okay, it will take more time for dispersion. That means whenever you are applying, they won't clog. Okay, they won't be like just dusty particle on the water surface. Okay, and they will easily disperse in the water slowly, and it will act for a longer period of time. Again, they will be somewhat more systemic in nature. Okay, and the example is your imidacloprid 50 SC suspension concentrate. Okay, next one is your flowables, denoted as what? F. In flowable, what will happen? These active ingredients are insoluble. That means if you put them in water, they won't directly dissolve. For which what will happen? We have to make some formulation so that somewhat they can be diluted within the water. So here what will happen? Those larger solid toxicant Okay, or those toxicant will be there, they will be milled, okay, with some solid carrier like some organic fluid. Okay, toxicant will be there, this solid finely divided carrier will be there, they will be mixed and totally milled, totally grinded into very smaller size particles. Okay, then what will happen? They will be stored while mixing with water. With some less quantity of water, this milled toxicant with carrier will be mixed. But when we are going for applying them in the field, they will be diluted or they will be dissolved in larger quantity of water so that they can mix properly. Then they will be applied on that particular target plant. So this one is what your flowable. Okay, example is methoxyphenozide, trade name is Intrepid 2F. Okay, next one is your water dispersible granule. What is that? Granules which will be dispersed in the water. Yes or no? Water dispersible granule. Granules dispersed in the water. So here what will happen? Granule will be mixed with water. Yes or no? Then what will happen? Those granules will be breaking. Okay, they will release the toxicant. Then those toxicant will be distributed throughout this water in a tank wherever you are mixing. Then you can apply them in the plants. Okay. Example is thiamethoxam 25 WDG. In this thiamethoxam is again a systemic insecticide. Okay, which are effective against different your vector like aphids or whatever the vectors are there. For them, this thiamethoxam are generally used. Note it down, it may come in the exam. Okay, then solutions. What is the solution? Some toxicants are there, they are insoluble in water but soluble in different organic solvents. So what we can do here? Instead of applying them with water, we have to dissolve them in different organic solvents. Then they can be used directly. That means without mixing with water, they will be used directly. Just like your Begum we are using in the home. There, those water won't be there. This toxicant along with those different kind of organic solvents like amyl acetate, kerosene or xylene, they will be mixed. Okay, they will be put under pressure in those our sprayer, and they can be used directly. Example is your Begum. Okay, this synthetic pyrethroids and all, they are used in these solutions. Begum. Okay, then concentrated insecticide liquids. That means here what will happen? No carrier will be used. The insecticides with higher concentration, okay, will be applied on the plant surface from a higher altitude, from a higher height. Okay, and here what will happen? Those nodules will be very less. That means those particle size or the droplet size of that insecticide will be very small, and they will be applied over a longer height, and they will be uniformly deposited over a larger area. As water is not used, less evaporation will be there. Loss of evaporation will be very less. As water is not used, the concentration will be very higher. Okay, and as the nozzle size will be very less, the particle size will be again very less. That means ultra low volume will be used for those particular insecticide. Okay, and here the toxicant ranges from 80 to 100%. Understanding something, or I am only telling? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? This is important. You see why and how. No water is used, that means no evaporation loss. Very small nozzle, that means very small particle size. Yes or no?
Yes,
As we are applying over from a higher altitude, uniformly that will be deposited over a large area. Okay, and as no water is used, the toxicant or the toxicity will be very high, 80 to 100%. For example, malathion, bifenthrin, and phenylpropenthion. These are safe to use. Okay, These are set to use again your vegetable. This malathion is generally recommended for different vegetables because due to their residual action. But if you apply it in this manner, ultra low volume, okay, they will be having some more toxicity or more residual toxicity because no water is used. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Okay. That means in this formulation, as you are not applying water due to more, they can confer more toxicity. That's why less residual toxicity insecticide will be used. The formulation will have more residual toxicity, but we should use less residual toxicity insecticide so that it will be stable. Understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next one is your insecticide aerosol. Aerosol in the sense very small size particle of this vapor will be there, gas will be there, liquefied gas. They will be suspended in the air. So that what will happen? Whenever the insect are going through that or passing through this gas, they will immediately die. Just like your synthetic pyrethroids. What I told you in case of pyrethrum, they have higher or effective contact action but poor stomach poison. Yes or no? That means whenever they will come in contact with the insect, insect will immediately die or immediately knock down. Okay, that's why these synthetic pyrethroids are generally used, alethrin, when they will be converted into liquefied gas and they will be applied over the atmosphere. They will be suspended in the atmosphere. Okay, as less residual toxicity will be there, within a very few period of time they will degrade into non-toxic compound. Okay, so these are the qualities of insecticide aerosol. You might have seen some vehicle will go throwing this aerosol in the field, in the town. Why? Against different insect, including your mosquito. Yes or no? Those are your aerosol. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then fumigants, I think no need to tell. Yes or no? At normal temperature, vapor in nature, which are highly toxic. What is fumigation? What is fumigatorium? What is example? You have to remember. Not only this aluminum phosphide, you see in the classification of insecticide, there this ethylene dibromide, EDCT, okay, sulfur dioxide, so many other examples are there. Try to remember. Okay. Yes or no? Only 2 slides
Yes,
left.
sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
5 minutes. Then micro encapsulation. Okay, micro encapsulation. What is that?
Applied
What
in
is
killing
that?
capsule.
Toxicant will be encapsulated within the micro tablets or capsules. That one is what your micro encapsulation. The toxicant may be liquid or solid material. They will be encapsulated. That means enclosed within the tiny plastic capsules. Then they will be mixed with water. So when they will come in contact with water, slowly they will release the toxicant. So it will act for a longer period of time. Okay, that one is your micro encapsulation formulation. And the example is lambda cyhalothrin. Okay, examples try to remember at least one. Then coming to this baits. Okay, do I need to repeat this bait or shall I skip? All of you know bait. Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no? In physical control, I have told. Okay. In classification of
Yes, sir.
insecticide, I have told. Or shall I need to repeat? Yes. That means again three things will be there. Active ingredient, the toxicant, generally they will be stomach poison. Then the carrier will be there like this rice bran. This attractant will be there, jaggery. Okay, at a proper ratio they will be mixed. Then they will be applied. So in bait, what will happen? The paste will come. The paste will definitely come due to use of this attractant. The paste will feed on the carrier. They will get the toxicant. It will enter into their stomach because they are stomach poison. Then they will kill the insect. Yes or no? That is your white what? Poison bait. Understood?
Yes, sir.
For example, you see, I have told already, huh? This rice we are using for killing the rats. Will they come? Definitely no. Yes or no? What else we are doing? That's why this chicken, yes or no, chicken curry soup, we are putting over the rice and mixing it properly, then applying the toxicant, so that definitely the rates will come. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the rice is your carrier, chicken soup is your attractant, and the whatever red killer you are using, that will be your active ingredient. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, that
sir.
means chicken soup have do not have any kind of toxic effect, but it is increasing the efficiency, which is known as your what? Inert matter. Okay. Then insecticide mixture. Okay, it is again divided into two types. Okay, one is mixing a synergist, another one is mixing a potentialist. Synergism and potentialism or potentiation. What do you mean by that? What is the difference? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell the difference? Synergist and potentiationist or what? Something. Can anyone tell?
Synergist means if two insecticide are added means the capacity.
And potentiation means? Actually, whatever you told, that is potentiation. Okay. In potentiation, what will happen? Both of the members, okay, will be the toxicant. You see this example: chlorpyrifos plus alpha cypermethrin, chlorpyrifos plus cypermethrin at particular doses. This one is what? Potentiation. If you mix these two things, they will increase the efficiency. How they will increase the efficiency? At a time, both insecticide will be applied. That means reducing the labor cost. Yes or no? Second one is what? Suppose you see to this just 5 minutes. I will you see, suppose for chlorpyrifos, the insecticide has developed resistance. Okay, but if you apply this alpha cypermethrin along with chlorpyrifos, then what will happen? They may not develop that resistance because now two insecticides has been applied with different mode of action. Now the insect will be confused. They cannot confer resistance. That means to mitigate that resistance development, we should use this insecticide mixture. This one is what? Your potentiation. What is synergist? Just like your inert matter. That means when non-toxic compounds will be mixed with toxic compounds, which will increase the toxicity or efficiency of that particular toxicant, particular insecticide. That will be your what? Synergist. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Those inert matter will be somewhat your synergist. Like this, you see example, titanides, Tipol, Twin 85, all those are what? Surfactant. Improve the wetting power of that spray fluid. Okay. Then this deflocculator or spreader. That means what? If you apply the droplet, the toxicant over the plant surface, they will help in spreading that particular insecticide. Is you have mixed the particular spreader. In the spreader example is calcium caseinate. It may come in the exam. Give an example of spreader. Give an example of surfactant. Give an example of stabilizer. Okay, those things will come. Then coming to stabilizer. What is stabilizer? They will stabilize the toxicant. That means you see, if you only apply the toxicant, they may degrade into non-toxic compound over some time. But if you add some stabilizer, then they will increase the residual nature. They will prevent the chemical degradation. Suppose for pyrethrins, natural pyrethrins, isopropyl cresol is the particular stabilizer. For endrine, hexamethylene tetramine will be your stabilizer. For aldrin and toxaphene, epichlorohydrin will be your stabilizer. These kind of examples may come in the exam. Okay. This phytotoxemia, phytotoxicity, you know, it is there in another part. I will tell that one. Then coming to softener. What is softener? compounds which will reduce the phytotoxicity of those phytotoxic insecticide is known as what your softener. For example, sulfur, zinc sulfate, lime and casein, these are the softener. They will reduce the phytotoxicity effect of those insecticides. That one is what your softener. Okay. Then coming to the humectant. Okay. That means you see if the compound will be in moist condition, then they will be more effective. But if they will be dried at that time, they will not be more effective. In those things, what we can do? We can add some synergist. We can add some inert matter. What is that? That will be your humectant. If you mix this humectant with the toxicant, they will increase the moisture time. That means they will reduce the or they will increase the drying period. It will take more time to dry that particular insecticide, that toxicant. That is known as what your humectant. Okay, that will be your glycerin. Understood? Potentiation, I already have told you. This one is the example. These two mixture. Synergist is what? This non-toxic compound with toxic compound. You see, piperonyl butoxide, non-toxic compound mixed with pyrethroids to increase the efficiency. Piperonyl cyclonine, non-toxic compound mixed with DDT, the toxic compound, to increase the toxicity or effectivity of DDT. This is known as what your synergist. Okay. Similarly, the compound which will reduce the effectiveness of that toxicant is known as what your antagonist. Or reduce or inhibit the toxicity of another compound is known as what your antagonist. Understood? Or any doubt is there? All the time.
Understood,
Hello?
sir.
Understood, sir.
Generally questions, okay, generally questions won't come from this part. What question may come? The short notes on this dust or granular or vegetable powder or EC. These things won't come. Up to 4, try to remember. Up to 4, emulsifiable concentrate. After that, only try to remember the example, nothing else, because these things won't come in the exam. Okay, this fumigant is there also in the introduction to chemical control. That is important, but all others are not that much important. Try to remember what is the difference between potentiation and synergism in this example. Example of surfactant, example of spreader, example of stabilizer. Okay, like that you have to remember. Understood? Okay,
Yes,
these
sir.
examples remember, and the fast formulation try to remember. The rest of the things are not that much important. Only examples are important.